it's so great to hear from every, member from the community. Thank you so much for telling us about the Gold Student Partners. Loads of people want to be a Gold Student Partner, and not everyone outside the community knows. So that was really helpful and insightful. So thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much. That was very informative. Yeah, great description. One thing I wanted to add on that is that Microsoft Student Partners, it has Microsoft in it, but one thing I like to clarify is that it's not all Microsoft, right? In the end, what I think we stand for is technology as a whole. So our main goal isn't just to spread the love and passion for technologies from Microsoft, but rather technology as a field to everyone that we are essentially close to. And since we have such a global outreach, that's what makes the MSP program so powerful, is we're able to reach so many people from so many different backgrounds.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely. Eric coming from America, me being in the UK, Cinderella being in India, same with Vedant and Simon. It's like, would you ever have expected to do that? Being an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, however old you are, going to university, the power that, that brings is just incredible and it's unforeseeable.
Right.
It's incredible.
And the Gold MSPs are the stars, the highlights of our MSP program, because actually they've gotten this status because of their contributions to the MSP program and to their communities. They've gone up and above what they're required to do and really just took their passions to the next level. So we're really excited to hear from them today.
Cool. So up first.
Yeah, so I can introduce him. So up first we have Sambhav. So Sambhav is a Gold Microsoft Student Partner from Nepal. He is currently in his final year studying computer science at Tribhuvan University. He's the president at ASCOL IT Club and founder at the Nepal Learns Code, which is a platform for Nepali students to learn technology with the help of video tutorials. So Sambhav?
Just before he comes on, we're going to play his video. Some of you might know him from the Insider community. So here you go.
I had no idea what computer science was. I had no idea how softwares worked, and I literally had no idea about how to build a software, how to program. I didn't have any of those knowledge. Getting started with programming and getting started with coding, it was quite tough for me. The most problem I faced was having to understand English because of all the words, all the definitions. To learn about technology, first you have to learn English and then technology.
In few colleges, their system is in entire English, which is a bit difficult for us to grasp, right? Because we've been taught in Nepali, so there is a communication gap between the teaching system.
When I actually started seeing lots of tutorials on Microsoft to learn, I started grasping a lot of concepts that actually made sense to me. So all of my friends, all of my colleagues, and all of the students of Nepal should know these things. That's the reason why I've been creating the tutorials in Nepali. आज हामीले क्लाउडको बारेमा कुरा गर्नेवाला छौं. अब क्लाउड भनेको the program Microsoft Student Partner is all about learning and sharing. We learn latest technology and we help others learn about it too. Having the access to technology means having the access to future. So being a Microsoft Student Partner is like an opportunity, and it's also like a responsibility. We have to help other students excel, help them code, help them learn programming. If you can speak technology, if you can understand technology, and if you can innovate the technology, you can be the one who can shape the future.
Awesome. So let's not autoplay that video. And let's go back here. So Sambhav, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely. Am I audible?
Yes. Loud and clear.
Okay, amazing. So, as you all might have seen the video Windows Insider team created for me, You must think I have had all the goods in life. However, like everyone else's journey, mine is also a mix of success and failure, struggle and accomplishments. Hello, everyone. I'm Sambhav, a final year computer science student and a gold student partner from Nepal. So, before talking about who I am, I want to take this moment to revisit who I was. The year was 2016. My high school was over, and I moved to the country's capital from my hometown in the dream of joining a college and building a career. I was fond of computers and how it has shaped the world we now know of, so I decided to build a career in it. I got admission into one of the most reputed colleges in my country when it comes to computer science. That was a moment of happiness and enthusiasm for me. That happiness, however, could not last long. I found programming, algorithms, software, and basically everything related to computer science in general quite overwhelming and intimidating. This transition had a direct influence in my academics, and it took a great hit in the first year of my college. So, consequently, I couldn't do well with my applications either, and as a result, I was rejected from many amazing opportunities in the beginning. I have to thank these rejections for shaping me into who I am currently because it has taught me that things don't always go right and failure is a part of life. Time passed, and ultimately, I tasted my first bits of success by getting selected into the MSP program. This bolstered my motivation and passion towards technology. I started learning a lot of things, Microsoft technologies, and with time, I groomed my skills immensely. But the title of MSP, Microsoft Student Partner, demanded that I had to have a certain level of involvement in the tech community. And for someone who was introvert and had glossophobia, which is actually the fear of speaking in front of mass, I was it was extremely tough for me to get out of my comfort zone. I had to struggle a lot to get out there and start giving sessions, workshops, etc. Um, this is where the MSP community and the fellow MSPs inspired and helped me actually get started. So I was finally able to have collaborations and involvement in the community and share my knowledge. That's how I got started. Um, in this long journey, it's more than 2 years now. In this long journey as an MSP, I've been successful in organizing lots of workshops, seminars, hackathons, etc., through which many students were able to learn skills like programming, cloud computing, and many more. However, things were not as smooth every time. So whenever I started hosting events, I couldn't gather audience in the beginning, and I still remember some events where only 5 or 6 people were the attendees. But I've always been a believer of quality and worked hard in improving my content and its delivery. This is how my events started getting more audience from like 5 to 10 registrations in the past to more than 100 registrations within a day now. As I was doing great with the MSP program, I was fortunate enough to get selected into the MSP Asia Regional Summit 2019, which was held in Sydney. It was indeed a life-changing experience for me. I got to learn a lot of stuff there in the summit, make long-lasting connections with my fellow MSPs and the people from Imagine Cup and Microsoft Ignite Tour alongside. I got the opportunity to interact with Pablo Veramendi, the head of Imagine Cup program and MSP program. And the way I got inspired talking to him is something I cannot explain in words. In the Ignite tour, Pablo introduced me to Donna Sarkar, who was the head of Windows Insider program at that time. We talked about everything I'd been doing, and as a result, she invited me to Microsoft Build conference for the Insider program. But unfortunately, I was not granted a visa to travel to the US and missed out on this immense opportunity. That time, I still remember Pablo and Donna both told me that whenever a door gets closed, 10 other doors open. So later, Donna and the Windows Insider program sent a filming crew to Nepal to document everything that I do. This is the story behind the video you saw before the session, and there's also an article from Microsoft written on me, which you can find at aka.ms/meet Sambhav. So now let's come to what I've been doing, creating video tutorials. It's a fact that students in my country are more fluent in their mother tongue, which is Nepali. This makes it tough for students to here to grasp the fundamentals of technology and concepts of programming, since all the content on the internet is curated in English. That's why I wanted to break this language barrier, creating creating the video content in Nepali, which led to the formation of Nepal Learns Code. I was new to video editing and production. I didn't have appropriate gear to get started with creating tutorials. I actually spent all my savings and bought video production stuff because I was really passionate about it. Even though I had decent equipment then, I was not familiar with producing tutorials at all. As a result, I had to discard almost 4 months of my hard work since it wasn't good enough. But dedication and patience are the key to getting things right, and the same happened to me. We finally have almost 8 hours of video content already published, and with lots of more content under production in Nepal Learns Code. So now I want to share about ASCOL IT Club, which is and has been a huge part of my life. Uh, in my college, we didn't have an interactive and organized tech community, due to which it was tough for the students to get started with technology and innovation. So I had this dream of having a collaborative tech community in my college. I made several attempts in doing so, but due to many reasons, I was not able in doing the particular thing. Ultimately, being inspired from many amazing MSPs who've gone through similar hurdles, I made my approach better, worked harder, and was fortunate enough to gather an amazing team forming ASCOL IT Club. The main idea behind the club is to provide a platform where students could both learn and share their knowledge on technology. Moreover, the aim was also to connect the students to industry pioneers. We've proudly been successful in achieving our goals till now, having invited lots of professionals from other companies to our campus to share their knowledge and much more. The club has changed the way of learning in my college entirely, bringing in more interactive and practical approach. So till now, the club has had direct impact on more than 400 students, and I feel very much privileged to be leading this amazing entity. So my journey has had lots of ups and downs. However, something that was always driving me forward and motivating me to do more was the MSP community and the amazing MSPs I've had the privilege to connect with. I've always helped the community around me the best I can, and as a result, the community has helped to shape me who I am as of now. So this is how I was able to become the first gold MSP from Nepal. So before this podcast, I was told to talk something about what I will be doing after I graduate, since I'm very close to it, and after the MSP program. So the first thing I am planning to do is taking Nepal Learns Code to greater heights and creating lots of amazing content for Nepali students out there. Secondly, I'm looking to become a Microsoft certified Azure solutions architect. So I'm studying it from Microsoft Learn, and I'm polishing my skills every day and moving towards that path. Also, I'm starting my own website to help tech students, not just from my specific community of Nepal, but from all around the globe, to help them learn the fundamental concepts in technology, with a completely different and practical approach. I've been giving a lot of my time in doing so. And lastly, I want to become a Microsoft MVP, of course, if things go right, and I become able to pass the hurdles. Apart from that, I was also told to give a certain message to the community, to everyone listening to this. So I've bundled some messages to you. So first is, do not be afraid to take the first step. No matter how slippery the road is, you will eventually be able to run, and with time and practice, better than everyone else. Secondly, I'd like to advise all of you to actually seek advice from people whom you look up to. Use social media like Twitter, LinkedIn to find relevant people or connections, and ultimately your doors will open and opportunities will start rolling in. The first thing you can do is simply join the MSP Inspired Discord server as well. They have an amazing connection out there, and you can connect with them and learn about stuff. So lastly, knowledge is the most powerful thing in the world. Keep learning and share your learnings to others. This is the best way to increase your knowledge level. This is what I did. This is what all of the MSPs around the globe have been doing and have been uplifting themselves. So with this, I'd actually like to thank all of you for listening. And if you have any questions, please use the chat box. I'd like to thank the entire team of MSP Inspire for making this happen and inviting me here to share my journey as a gold MSP. So if there are any questions, Salman.
Hey, yeah, I'm speechless. Yo, that was so good, dude. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. You're saying you want to be an MVP. There's no doubt in my mind that like anyone here won't, everyone here I think will definitely be able to be an MVP. But I think you should aim higher. You can be, you're gonna be like a CEO, as Pablo mentioned in the last podcast. Like everyone here, hopefully, you can be future CEOs. You're the next community leaders, and that's it's amazing. So questions, let's see.
Yeah, so we'd love to take, if you have any questions for Sambhav while he's here, please post them in a chat. Sa and I are going to be making note of them and reading them out aloud as we go along. I actually have a few questions for Sambhav as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just so one thing I wanted to ask, can you give us a little bit more detail into some of the events that you did at your university? I'm sure a lot of people in the chat might be interested in that.
So yeah, I'll talk about the most recent event I did. It was actually from ASCOL IT Club. So it was a 3-day workshop for Python on Python for beginners, and we actually curated the content in such a way that within 3 days they were able to learn object-oriented programming to some extent, and were actually able to use Tkinter library and build some basic GUI apps. So these sorts of events. Previously, I also hosted an Azure event, helping students to learn about Azure and how they can benefit from the Azure for Students offer, and helping them host their demo website on Azure. So these are some sort of events we do.
Awesome. We've got another question from Simon Makija in the chat, who says, any tips for someone that wants, well, Simon was actually in the call with us, so any tips for someone that wants to start a community in the university?
Okay, starting a community can be tough, but it's all gonna depend upon your idea. So you must give your time in bringing the idea, how things are going to work, and how the community is going to interact, like all of those stuff. And you need to find some relevant people, 2 to 3 people to get started. If you have a team of 2 to 3 people working continuously to achieving a particular goal, it's for sure that it will increase in the future, and you will become huge. Just like, I want to give a reference to MSP Inspired. There were 3 to 4 people with a common goal who started all of this, and look at how huge it has grown with time. So all you need is a good concept and dedication, and a few good people to start with, and it's going to be awesome.
Awesome. Sandavesha?
I have one question. So, Sambhav, if you had a time machine and you went backwards in time, so what would you say? Like, what would you give the message to your the Sambhav who is joining university? Like, what message do you want to give to him?
Okay. The The message I want to give to myself in the past is stop using Facebook so much. Start practicing, start studying. It's important, and it will take you to places. So just stop wasting your time with all of the things that don't actually matter. Yeah, that's something I want to tell myself in the past.
I love it. I love it. I share a lot of your views as well because about a year ago I actually uninstalled most of my social medias, and I generally found that productivity rose on average.
Yeah.
It's really great for me.
Exactly.
And we'll take one or two more questions, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, so Mercy asks, what inspired you to find courage to do things if you were working?
Okay.
Let me
in
try
doing
to understand this
everything
question. Yeah,
Okay,
so what inspires you to just find courage?
Okay. Finding courage is actually it was actually tough in the beginning. So I was looking at all of the people in this. I'm going to reference once again to the MSP community. So I was looking at all of the people like Davuda, lots of amazing MSPs out there who were getting out of their comfort zones and doing stuff that they liked. So if you have a passion for anything, you should be able to look up to to yourself and to other people who have been doing similar things, and get inspired from them, get inspired from their stories, and believe that you can also achieve everything that you want.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we might actually be running a little short on time for here, so we'd like to move on. But Sambhav, again, thank you so much. That was really inspiring. I just loved the video, especially. It was a very well-made video. But let's move on to our next Gold MSP now. So thank you so much, Sambhav.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
When it's gone.